Ooh. Oh, hi kids, it's me, Gordon again. And today, we're gonna make this cool, scary lantern. You're gonna need some materials and tools to do this. What you're gonna need is So once you've collected all your materials and tools, we're ready to start making our spooky light. So we start off by cutting out all the images from the printouts, which you've printed out from the Pritt World website. So that's great, kids. So once we finish cutting out all the pictures from our PDFs, we're ready to start crafting. So we start by folding all the pieces on this piece of paper back in a way so that we can stick it to the base. So you should stick all the teeth, or you should fold all the teeth to a 90-degree angle from the page. And then you stick some glue on this end and then wrap it round and then glue it together in this cylinder shape. Now you want to stick this part to the base of the lantern. This is one of the important parts, so you want to be sure to use enough glue. Use a generous amount when applying glue to the base of the lantern, like this. And then you stick the cylinder shape to the base of the lantern, like this. And there we go. And then we leave the base to dry for about a minute or two. And we're ready to get on to the next part. The next part is where we take our wax paper, which we've cut to about the same size as a normal sheet of printing paper. And we start by gluing our scary images onto the wax paper. So we have our laughing pumpkin face, and we're now going to stick it to the page. You must place the glue on the black part of the paper, and you glue the paper facing down. This might seem a little silly or even counterintuitive, but that's okay, because when we're finished, we'll be able to see the scary monster face. You can glue the bats and the spiders and your pumpkin face however you like. You can just use your imagination. So when you finish gluing all the scary monster faces onto the paper, we're then ready to stick it to the base. We do this by placing a nice thick layer of glue to the bottom of the wax paper, like this. Remember to be generous. You must be sure to use enough glue so that it glues properly. Now you also glue along the seam at the top here as well. And again, remember to use enough glue. And then what you do is you hold the base of the lantern so that it points inwards. Then you stick it to the bottom of the wax paper, and then you roll it onto the wax paper like this, nice and gently. And then you glue it into place. And now you glue the seam together as well. And you'll see. And you'll see, you now have your scary monster figures on the lantern. Now what we need to do is we need to attach fringe, and we'll put it around like this. And the same thing again, you want to be sure to use enough glue. And then you want to stick this final piece to the base as well. And that's it. The lantern part is done now. Now an important part is your torch. You got to make sure that it's got batteries in and that the torch works. Now we want the torch to stick to the lantern. Now we've made this hole at the bottom of the lantern so that the torch can stick, but it doesn't hold very well. So what we're going to do to make sure that the torch sticks is this last piece of paper, this white piece of paper. We're going to approximate how much paper we need to cover the head of the torch, but we have to leave the button free so that we can switch the torch on and off. So when you know how much paper you need, you must cut off the excess paper. Now different torches from different manufacturers are different sizes, so this is why we gave you extra paper, to make sure that no matter which type of torch you have enough paper to cover the head of the torch. Now we don't want to damage the torch by gluing the torch. You just want to glue onto the paper. So you glue on the outer side of the paper. And you don't put the glue side on the torch. And then you wrap it around and glue it into place onto the torch. And now what we do, on the paper, we now have a surface that we can apply our glue in a way that we don't damage the torch, but we can stick it to the lantern. And we take the head of the torch now and we stick it into the end of the lantern page, and we leave it for a minute or two to dry. And once it's finished drying, it's done! I hope you had fun making this really scary, cool lantern with me today. I'm sure you're going to have lots of fun over Halloween with it. Come back soon and we'll have lots of fun. Bye!